Square-1 is finger tricked a bit differently from other puzzles due to its shape. So there's a few pros and cons to this. Pros, there's no F moves you can do. So example 2-bit 3, there's a lot of F moves you gotta do. And that's why you have to put your finger here to do those F moves. For Square-1, there's none of that, which is good. The cons, here you're not restricted to any R2s, you can do any R moves freely. For Square-1, you have to do any R2 moves. And you can't do R moves, which is a bit restricting. Because of these problems, Square-1 has to be finger tricked a bit differently from usual. In 3-bit 3, the home position will be like something like this. You'll be able to do R, L, U, and U prime moves freely. For Square-1, the home position is a bit different, so you don't hold it like this like 3-bit 3, because yeah, you can do U and U prime, but when you get to R2, you can't really do that effectively. You can't do it this way either, really. So the home position for the Square-1 will be something like this. You can do R2s pretty freely, you can do U's and D's. So this is pretty much the home position of Square-1. However, if you use this home position like this, you can't really do those U moves like 3-bit 3 or the D moves. If you put your thumb here and your other fingers here, it's gonna be really hard to do those U and D moves. So this is when these finger tricks actually come in. So the rest of this video will just be 20 finger tricks for Square-1 that I find really useful, that can help with problems like this and not being able to do that U-turn. So I definitely don't use all these finger tricks, and I don't think anyone in the world uses all these finger tricks, but I think that there's a lot of world-class people that use finger tricks here and there from this video. There'll also be a lot of finger tricks that do the same exact thing to the cube, and when you get into this case, you can either pick and choose which one fits your turning style better, or which one is better depending on the state of the cube. Alright, the first finger trick is very simple. U prime, you would just take your finger here, do a U prime. Pretty simple. Next is also pretty simple. D, you're just using your finger here to flick backwards. These are the same as 3-bit 3. So next for U, you would just hold your thumb on top and use your index finger to push this layer forwards. So something like this. So here's a very quick example on how to use this. Something like this. Next, there's this U. You might know this from 3-bit 3 already. And basically you're just taking this and moving it that way. So this is better for situations where you can't really get this finger trick done. Maybe your thumb's down here and you gotta do a U move, you can go ahead and do this. Another way for doing this is instead of doing this, you can do the OH style of U. I find this a bit more awkward, but you might find this better than doing this. So here's another U move with your thumb on the bottom. So instead of using your left hand, you use your right hand and you would just kind of do it like this. Using your top fingers to move the top layer and keeping your thumb on bottom. So you're just kind of maneuvering your fingers around to turn the layer. This is a very quick example of that. So in this EO alg, so the first U of this EO alg is with your index finger. The other U is going to be with the rest of your fingers. Alright, so here's another U prime finger trick. So instead of using your left index finger to flick like this, you will hold it like this and go like that. So this finger trick goes really well with doing a U prime, a slice move, and then another U prime. So an example would be this EO case. So you can execute it like this. U prime, another U prime, going like that. So here's a pretty easy U2 finger trick. It's pretty much combining two finger tricks from before, U prime, and then go like that. So, like that. So bar flip would be like this. Again. Here's a finger trick I think Rasmus uses, and I'm really not that comfortable with it, so it's pretty much like this. This U2. I don't know how he does it, but he does it really well. So, an example would be this U-perm. He would go like this, double flick. Yeah, so again, something like this. Next U2 is the one that I use. So this one, when your thumb's on top, I would use my right index finger to go like that to do a U2. For example, the up case would be like this. And then use the left E1. So here's the U2 finger trick I think 3bcuber uses. So pretty much do a OH-U prime and keep going back like that. W prime would be like this. Our U2, this one's a bit awkward, but basically you're gonna do this and do this U move, but go extend it further like this. So again, like that U2. It's a bit harder to regrip for the other slice, but it still kind of works. So a bar flip would be like this. So here's another U2. This one uses the one with the thumb on the bottom, and for this one, the other finger's on top. Usually you would do like U, but for this one you have to go like a U and extend it further, kind of like this. So here's an example of this op case. So it's like that, or like a bar flip. Yeah. Okay, now for some D moves. D prime, when your finger is back here, D prime. Kind of using our middle finger to kind of push it back. Quick example is the Jan out. You can also use your right index finger to do this. So for example like this. Alright, so here's another D prime move. This one's going to be only used if you have like a small D prime, for example something like this, but only one edge. If you're doing a full D prime with this finger trick, it's not going to work that well. So it's pretty much using your left thumb and going like that. So, like that. So an example of this is the U prime on bottom. So I would go like this. And then again with my thumb. And for this one, it'll be like this. My thumb to do this one move. My thumb again to this one move. So yeah, it's pretty useful, but only for like one moves. This next D prime is the one that I use in Square-3 for the E perm. So it'll be like this. Take your finger and push it back. Kind of like the U prime. I mean the U push. Both the bottom layer. Example would be like this. So here's another finger trick for D. You can use your right thumb to do this D. This one's pretty awkward. I don't think it's that useful, but it could be used. So this D move is best used when your left hand can't do it. For example, if you did the D move with your left ring finger already, and it's already here, it's awkward, then you can do the other D move with your thumb. Alright, lastly there's D2s. These are pretty hard in my opinion. The first one should be pretty familiar to people who do the apron with the D2 flick, like this. So same thing for Square-1. Ring, pinky. Some people do pinky ring. I can't really do that. I just do ring, pinky. So example would be like M2, D2, M2. I'm not that great at it, but some people are really good at it. Alright, so using our D2. This one's kind of like this U2 from before, but with the D layer. Kind of take that and push it back. Again, like that. So again, you're just doing this, pushing it back from the back corner. So here's an example. So M2, M2, D2, M2. So here's the final finger trick for D2. Do this, and do like the classic D prime, but go beyond that, like this. Something like this. Like that. It's pretty hard, and leaves your hand in a pretty awkward position, but it works. So the rest of this video will just be finger trick examples for pretty common AUGs. Alright, so here's the first one, adjacent parity, pretty simple, so this should be pretty simple. This one's going to be flicking like this, thumb, and this one will be with fingers on top. This one's going to be with your right index. This one's going to be with this flick. So faster. And faster. Yeah. So here's one eel. Just the 1-1. So this one's with the right index finger with thumb on top. This one's with the fingers. U prime's simple. This one's with this. This you can either regrip and go here, or you can extend and go here. So a bit faster. And faster. Alright, next is this U-perm. I'll just do it with my U2 because that's the one I use. So for this one, push it back. M2 with the D prime with this finger. And then finish it off. So a bit faster. Alright, for the last example, I'll do a cube shape, and for this one, it's a bit difficult because you have all these edges here, and it's much harder to grip and do the U prime, but still you can do the U prime, like this. U prime, this is also going to be pretty difficult with these edges, but I'll just push it back anyway, like this. That, slice. This will be with the finger on top, finger trick. This one's with the right index finger. Alright, so hopefully this video helped with finger tricking. So pretty much the main idea is try not to regrip that much and do some fancy finger tricks to make sure that you don't have to regrip. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching.